What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. Finally, we get some new information in regards to what we can expect for the upcoming brand new update for the anniversary. Now, we did make a video yesterday talking about what could potentially happen for the anniversary, and there were a couple things that we were talking about in that video in regards to new update potentials, and pretty much everything we said in that video came into fruition with the brand new update announcement. So if we go over to the important news tab, April 24th, 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. PST. It's a very long update period, but this is for the new version 13.0, introducing a lot of new mechanics ranging from the Pirate King Adventures content, new features for new characters, as well as the additions of new levels for the ships and an upgrade to the shipyard UI. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. Now, from what we can tell, this update is only really bringing this out. Like, it's just ship stuff, new content, and this new gimmick that is likely going to be in regards to the anniversary characters. But it doesn't look like there's a lot else in terms of, quality of life. Maybe there's going to be additional stuff released later on. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the in-game information that we do have right now for all of this new update coming in for version 13.0. So the first thing we're going to tackle here is the new content, Pirate King Adventures, which is just interesting to think about. So when I first thought of Pirate King Adventures, the first thing that really came to mind was, going back through the story potentially of the Straw Hat Pirates. It does say here, team up with the Straw Hat Pirates and other allies to defeat scaling bosses. So that's just interesting in and of itself. There's not really a lot you can kind of surmise from this. So let's move on to the next thing here. It does mention rewards. Defeat powerful bosses to raise defeat level. So defeat level 12, defeat level 13. Pretty typical stuff. As you defeat bosses, the level is going to increase, the difficulty will increase, likely the gimmicks, the level of gimmicks will also increase along with the health of these enemies, and you can get great rewards based on the defeat level. So you've got berries and cola, but then you have a new item. It looks to be, it's called an S cola, probably referring to Super Cola. Which is kind of interesting, obviously very thematic for Frankie. But you've also got stamina meats. It looks like you're going to have bounty, as well as this new green ticket, which I would assume is going to be similar to how it works in Kizuna or Treasure Map, where you get these tickets which you can use in the shop for that game mode to purchase certain items, likely more of this new Super Cola item or other additional stuff along the way. Again, not really too much we can touch up on in regards to the reward systems. And typically when these new game modes come out, the rewards seem interesting at first, but when a year goes by, these rewards, they basically never get updated. So what you see is what you're going to get for these rewards. They typically don't change them too much. So we're really hoping that the reward system in this particular game mode is actually good, rewarding, and worth our time investment, Let's move on though, because this is where we actually get to see a bit of information in regards to how the gameplay actually works. So the way that this works is it's going to be kind of a map grid system with these hexagons. It says adventure to the further side of the map and defeat the boss. And certain hexes may give you an advantage, so choose wisely. If we zoom in real quick, you can see that it starts with Luffy on the first hexagon, and then it looks like, the way that I see it, is that you can select which of the two hexagons you want to progress onto, whether it be the Usopp one or this flag. And it's kind of interesting when you look at the flag, because the symbol has the pistol and the sword. That is the exact same symbol that they use for Pirate Rumble. So is this new game mode going to be similar to Pirate Rumble, where you build a team and it kind of auto runs it for you? Or is it going to be just one of those, types of game modes where you go up against the boss, you build a team, very normal content? And maybe the flag signifies a buff that you could land on for your crew, whether it be like an attack increase, health increase, something along those lines. lines. But then furthermore, you can see that you have a boss. There's actually Hybrid Kaido sitting there at level 32. So I would guess that's going to be a boss that you have to take on. There's also treasure chest. You see Ace there as well, and it looks like there's another item there with some treasure. So there's, again, not a lot of information we can go off of. We can only really go off of what we have. But you see that the final boss for this quest is going to be this Goldie Roger, which I assume is going to be pretty difficult to take down at level 32. Again, don't really know much right now, but it's interesting that this is the way that they're kind of showing off how this game mode is going to work. So you start at one side of the map, you progress along, pick up rewards along the way, and this could be a very strategic way to figure out how you want to approach each map. And we don't know if each map is going to be the same, or they're just randomly generated with certain bosses placed along the way, and the path that I may take may be a lot different to the path that you guys may take when you end up challenging this new content. So when this new content drops, I'm very interested to jump into it and give it a go. And this is interesting as well, because this is like a new game mode that, you know, all versions of the game are going to be experiencing for the first time. Usually, Japan gets these types of things first. We see how the Japan players respond to it, and then when it eventually releases to global, we can kind of figure out the early ways to get around the content. Very similar to when Pirate Rumble came out for the first time. We saw how the meta for the Japanese version developed, and then a lot of people, when it first came out on global, were able to build pretty decent teams that could challenge a lot of opponents quite quickly. But this one's interesting. We're all going to be jumping into it for the first time. Furthermore, we have this thing here where it the favorites and events deliver favorites to the respective Straw Hat Pirates for various events. So we have Luffy, he requesting some meat, and I guess there's going to be these items you can pick up along the way. Maybe you have like a storage system in this game mode where you can pick up these very specific items. When you deliver them to the characters, you can pick up certain things. I don't really understand what this Big Eater title is all about. I don't know if it's a title or if it's like an accolade that you can kind of present on your account. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. We definitely need more information to see how this actually works. But yeah, this new game mode seems very interesting, and I wonder how this is going to work. So in this yellow text near the bottom of this brand new update, it does mention that there is no pirate level requirement to enter this new game mode. So that's interesting, at least. So I would expect the first few levels of this game mode to be very simple. It says that every day at 4 AM PST, you get one adventure stamina given back to you. However, it does mention that you can use your stamina meats to attempt this multiple times per day. However, it does also mention that there's only a certain amount of times that you can refill your stamina per day, which I think is a good idea. So it does restrict how deep you can go, and honestly, I think it's something that they should have done with Pirate Rumble as well. They should have restricted the amount of stamina refills that people could spend in that game mode. And the way to refill your stamina is to actually use stamina meat. It doesn't require you to use rainbow gems, which I guess is a good thing, but it also means that, you know, whenever we get blitz battles where the stamina meats are going to be very useful, you might not have as many stamina meats for blitz battles because people are going to be using them for this new game mode, right? It is interesting to say the least. Clearing quests and Pirate Rumble matches, oh, actually that's interesting. Clearing the quests and Rumble matches within Pirate King Adventures will not count towards the request from Chopper Man unless specifically stated. So there are Rumble matches along the way. So the flag that I mentioned earlier, talking about like the flag with the sword and the pistol, that is Pirate Rumble. That is the signification of Pirate Rumble. So again, I don't know exactly if this game mode is all Pirate Rumble related, or there's a mixture where there's some Pirate Rumble matches, but then there's also normal content that you can build teams for to go up against normal bosses. It's very interesting. We just need more information. There's not a lot to go off of right now, but from what we can see, it looks interesting, to say the least, and I just hope the rewards are good enough. So that's all the current information that we have for the Pirate King Adventures game mode. I'm going to be uploading a couple of videos in regards to all this new update stuff because there's just so much to talk about, so we're going to break it up into separate videos so you guys know exactly what's going on. But this is all the information that we have right now in regards to this, and of course when we do get additional information as to how this game mode is going to work and some of the rewards that we can expect and what kind of gameplay are we going to be expecting too, I definitely definitely want to give you guys more updates in regards to that whenever we get it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. Make sure to stay tuned to the YouTube channel for additional videos in regards to version 13.0 very shortly. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.